Hickok 45 here, and it is Memorial Day weekend. And John and I thought we would honor the fallen soldiers and U.S. soldiers in various wars by bringing out some significant, very notable firearms that many veterans, many soldiers who have fallen or not fallen carried in various places around the planet, through the century. And so that's what we've done. We just wanted to kind of maybe take a couple of shots and in our own way just kind of commemorate or remember folks that have gone to serve, didn't come back, and help build the freedom we have and preserve the freedom that we have in this country. So we were very, very grateful of that. What we have here are some of my favorite firearms, of course, and probably yours too. We have the M1903 Springfield 30-06. Beautiful rifle, carried World War I, other times. Just a really nice rifle. And here is a 1911, made in 1918, same year this rifle was made. A handgun that was used by the same folks carrying this rifle. Okay, so just a quick overview, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of it. Here we have the M1 Garand, is most famously used maybe in World War II, as well as Korea, of course. And then the handgun that was carried by the folks that might have carried it, well, it was the same handgun, wasn't it? The 1911, same gun. Okay, pretty cool. And the old 30-06 M1 Garand. And then we also have an M16A1, used most famously in, of course, Vietnam, the A1, but then still in use today. Basically the same firearm, the same action and everything. So this is an M16A1 full auto. And the handgun that a lot of soldiers would have carried, that carried this in Vietnam, would have been, the same handgun. Yeah, 1911, right? So that's kind of where we're going. We wanted to talk a little bit about these and maybe take a couple of shots with each one, and just in our own lame way, again, remember people that carried these. John and I have not done that, as you all know, that we are able to enjoy these firearms as well as the benefits that people who have carried them have, again, helped preserve. So we, again, appreciate that. So this is the 30-06, and before I start and before I fire it, I want to thank the very notable 3 firearms of the 20th century. Not all of them, of course. There were some others that were used extensively, and as we know and but we thought we'd bring 3 out and just talk a little bit about them and enjoy them on this Memorial Day weekend 2021, in case you don't know what year it is, right? So can I shoot this one? Will you get mad at me? You get mad at me if I don't, won't you? It's not loaded, but I can take care of that. Big old 30-06. So kind of interesting as the progression in the 20th century. We kind of started the century well, I guess, with the 30 caliber, Krag carbine, whatever, but soon went to this in 30-06, big old powerful 30 caliber round. We'll put 5 in. And that was pretty much the standard of the day. Pretty fast moving 30-06, 30 caliber bullet. True rifle, right, of the day. Hard hitting, capable of pretty long range accuracy. That's kind of the way it was. And if you needed to shoot a watermelon, you could do it with a 30-06, and it would cut it right in half. That was for you, Lee Army, okay, and everybody. How about a 2-liter? Oh yeah, good old 30-06. How about a gong? All right, we don't care whether it hurts it or not. We just want to hit the gong on this Memorial Day weekend to celebrate. How about a bowling pin? A lot of soldiers like to bowl, right? And so do I. So as you can see on there, just important or notable rifles of the 20th century we wanted to bring out. And just a reminder, we have a video on like U.S. rifles, kind of from beginning to end. It's not totally comprehensive. We've left out a couple in that video maybe, but it's much more comprehensive than just what we're doing today. This is, again, to commemorate Memorial Day, more or less. And so anyway, the 30 caliber was big, a large, powerful cartridge in the U.S., at least in the early part of the 20th century. It's what we took to war. The Enfield 1917, which saw more service actually, I think, in Europe than the M1903 Springfield. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Marines took the M1903 Springfield into the Pacific theater primarily. And then in the European theater, there were some of these too, but then also the 1917, which I just didn't bring it out today. But this is a really sweet rifle, really is. 30 caliber, so bolt action. It would hold about 5 rounds, right? 5. And then bolt action. For new people to firearms, again, I like to just cover the basics. Okay, you had to pull up a new round, put it in the chamber, and fire it. Okay, bolt action. Everybody's familiar with the good old hunting rifle type bolt action. Well, then as we move on into, World War II, we had the M1 Garand, which most people are sort of familiar with, one way or the other. And we went into a semi-automatic firearm, right? Same cartridge. This is a 30-06 in these in-block clips. See, same bullet, okay? And so then we go to a semi-automatic format where you just pull the trigger until you're empty and it keeps firing. You don't have to work a bolt, right? A bolt has to work. Somehow a new round has to be loaded, but it's done automatically. It's done semi-automatically, right? So let's load one up. Hopefully you've seen this before. We have several videos on the M1 Garand, and it's a wonderful rifle. Put that all the way back, see if I can avoid breaking my thumb. Put one in there. We're ready to fire. How's that? Okay, M1 Garand. Again, World War II, primarily Korea, and other places perhaps and other uses, but so when we think of the M1 Garand, that's what we think of primarily, World War II and Korea. And a lot of soldiers train with this after that. All right. Oh, we've got to put one on the gong again. It's Memorial Day. Wow, I can't see the sight very well. Got it though. How about a 2-liter? Yeah. How about a bowling pin? Another bowling pin. Lock that pin. Again. Now I must have another round. Listen for the ping. There it is. One of the big myths, right? That ping would reveal to the enemy your location. Yeah, I'm sure it would. War is so quiet. Battles are so quiet. I'm sure that would be a problem, right? So, yeah, we've got semi-automatic, still big caliber, same cartridge, powerful. Oh, we still have the same handgun too, don't we? The good old 45. All right, so interesting times, wood and steel. Then, oh man, some changes took place, didn't they? Towards the end of World War II, we saw the Sturmgewehr. With an intermediate cartridge, something smaller, maybe not quite that thin. This is 22, of course, 5.56, but the value was realized, and not by us first, but by some of the enemy and overseas forces, that a smaller, lighter firearm that would fire a more intermediate, lighter cartridge, not quite as powerful, nothing you have to that you need to shoot like 3 miles away, but put down more fire. And whether the old school guys liked it or not, it really did prove to be more effective in, I think, most battles, most skirmishes and everything. Whoever could put out the most fire, it was pretty devastating. It really was. Blitzkrieg, it just overwhelmed the opposition, the enemy. Okay. And so you get the Sturmgewehr, and then the AK-47, and the M16, right? Through all of its variations. And this one is, John's M16A1, which really represents the should I use the word perfection? But the correction, at least, with a C, the correction of the earlier failings of the early models. And they've got a loaded mag, but we don't have a loaded gun. And John has some of the early, this one was made actually in 1984, and got some earlier furniture on it right now. So this is more like what you have seen in Vietnam, especially the early days. And it is select fire. And, like I say, we determined, and I think all countries have, that a firearm that is lighter weight, and you can put out more firepower. It just tends to be very, very effective. So should we shoot this one? I really don't like to shoot this one because it goes full auto if you want to. Okay, you get the bolt closed, so we're safe. And I got a couple of 20-round mags like they used overseas in Vietnam. So let's take a couple of shots at something here. And a lot of folks are very familiar with this that are not familiar with those two. A lot of people have carried, wow, how many soldiers have carried basically this firearm? Not necessarily the M16A1, but this firearm and all the newer versions, variants, which is essentially the same action, the same bolt, the same firearm, with just different furniture and with, you know, flat tops and different sights and without the carry handle and all that sort of thing. But this thing still lives today, basically, without a lot of changes, and is very effective. Different lengths and all that, configurations. It's proven to be a pretty good rifle, hasn't it? So let's shoot something. You want to? Come on, safe. Let's hit this target. Tried to attack us. How about another one? How about a red plate over there, maybe? Red plate on the right. Let's see. Get the elevation correct. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Last round on the bowling pin. I think I have to hold just a little bit higher than John does. I've talked about that before, how he sights differently than I do. Or maybe his eyeballs are further up in his head, or something like that. I don't know what it is. But, oh, you know what I see down here? A melon grew down here on the range. Maybe we should go down there and take care of it. Okay? Yeah, let's do it. Now, do y'all want me to shoot it semi-auto or full auto? What about it? Nobody cares? Well, I do. I prefer full auto. Oh yeah. So pretty cool rifle, and this is where kind of we are, you know, with the, you know, in 2021 or in the 20th century. Let's go back to the 20th century. It's kind of what we're talking about. The innovations that we see here are still with us, of course, and it not advanced dramatically in terms of the action, cartridge, the function, you know, of the rifle. Mainly now we have like this action that we are able to, you know, different length barrels, and able to hang lots of things on here to make it more effective in combat, which you folks who've actually been in combat can speak to better than I can. And so we went from a bolt action, 5-shot, basically, 30-06, powerful round, long range, to another firearm like that, long range, very powerful cartridge and semi-automatic, held 8 rounds. And then to this, as we now have 30-round mags, or even larger, select fire, meaning semi-automatic or full auto, in a lightweight firearm. You're not supposed to carry by the handle, right? Very lightweight, and durable and effective firearm. So that's kind of the way it progressed. And who knows what the next major step will be. But right now we're not that far from this baby right here. So anyway, for whatever that's worth, we thought we'd talk about some of the major actions, you know, of the 20th century, and bring out a couple of these firearms, enjoy it, and again thank everybody that has served, and just to honor the folks that didn't make it back, because it's one of the reasons, if not the main reason, we have the freedoms we have in this country, and we sometimes question where that's going, but a lot freer, more free than many places around the globe, and we certainly appreciate that. So, and I know you all watching do too. So anyway, chance to shoot and thank those who served. And we'll talk to you again sometime. We really appreciate you coming out today. Have a great week. Life is good.
Tired. It's a long walk from where I had to shoot that. Oh man. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. Since you're here, I want to let you know about our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. TalonGunGrips.com. Check out everything they have over there. You can get lots of different grips, stick-on grip textures for your handguns and rifle grips, so go check them out. Also Ballistol, they're a firearms lubricant or anything else you might need lubricating. It's water soluble and non-toxic. Been using it on the compound and cleaning all of our guns. It's a cleaner and a lube for over 10 years. So Ballistol, Talon Grips, definitely check both of those companies out. And also, while you're on the internet, don't forget to go to hickok45.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Hickok45, Twitter, Hickok45, Instagram, The Real Hickok45, and also I have an Instagram page where I post behind the scenes stuff and different things like that. John, JOHN_HICKOK45 on Instagram. And the next thing you have to do is watch more videos.